Hey Food Slayers, it's Michelle here from foodslaying.com. It is raining out today. So I am out in the rain making this short video because I just saw a story on the Washington Post website that I think is really important. And it is about the increase in food prices. Back in March, I did that episode. If you don't know, if this is your first time hearing my voice, I did an episode called How Food Secure Are You? And it was talking about what we're experiencing right now. There's a confluence of events that's happening right now because people are in lockdown. You know, a lot of people, especially, people who work an hourly wage, they are not working. There's a lot of unemployment happening right now. So people's income is down. And now we're being hit with an increase in food prices. So the article was saying that in the month of April, the food price increase was 2.6%. And that was the highest increase in 1 month in 50 years. And the reason why that's significant is because, if you're shopping for a family of 4 and you're spending $500 for groceries in 1 month, then the increase in your grocery bill from $500 goes to $513. And that's significant. And that's the biggest increase in 50 years, right? In 1 month. And the reason why that's important is because $13, if you think about it, that could be a gallon of milk, a dozen eggs, a loaf of bread, maybe some butter. That could be some essentials that you can't get, because food prices have gone up. So that's inflation, essentially. And that's what we're looking at. And it's not over. In fact, the majority of the price increase was related to meat and to eggs. What's more is there was a price increase in cereal and bakery goods, like baked goods like bread, rolls, muffins, things that are in the bakery, or flour, yeast, things of that nature. And that increase was the highest increase on record. So this is some serious stuff, right? We're looking at price increases, and it's because of everything that's going on related to the pandemic, right? People losing their jobs, food being unavailable, perishable food being unavailable, meat being unavailable. In fact, I was talking to someone the other day who is an entrepreneur and has a meat processing facility, just an independent meat processing facility. And what's starting to happen now with meat is that, because of what's happening in the bigger picture from the USDA and the regulations on slaughterhouses, it's trickling down to the smaller local meat processors. So there's going to be an impact that we haven't even experienced yet. It's the canary in the coal mine. We know that something is happening. We know that it's serious, and we know that it has to do with our food and our food supply, which is extremely important to our survival. So many Americans are on the brink of being food insecure, and that's a very, very serious issue because, you're food insecure if you don't have access, if food isn't available, if you can't afford it, right? Like that, those three things just right there can make you food insecure like that. And all three of those things we're facing right now. So it's pretty precarious, and I'm not even sure what the solution is, but I know that there are a lot of farmers that are trying to be very innovative. What's happening in Florida, people are putting, aggregating produce and aggregating food for people to bring it direct to them in Florida, which I think is incredible. There's a lot of innovation that is going to come out of this, and that's really exciting. I think, it's worth obviously talking about the food supply chain. The way that it just isn't working. There needs to be a new model, a new way of distributing food that helps people have access to food. Even if we're talking about like the local community, right? Even if in your local community you know about a CSA, or you know somebody who's growing food, or maybe you're that person who's growing food in your backyard so that you can help out your neighbors this summer, right? yes, go do that. I think that that is awesome. But if that's you, how do we make food affordable? Because in a lot of ways, it's the smaller producers, the local producers, they can't sell their food for cheap, right? They can't sell their meat chickens for 99 cents a pound the way Tyson can, right? They just can't. There's a lot of work that goes into it, feed, because of economies of scale, right? They can't take advantage of that. And so those two things conflict, right? You want to shop local, you want to support your farmers, but if you have limited resources, can you really afford to do it and still put enough food on the table for your family? It is a very precarious situation. So I really want to hear what you think. I want to know what you think, because I think it's so important to have the conversation and for people to start talking, for us to open our mouths and share our voices with each other and start thinking about solutions, start talking publicly about these challenges, start putting pressure on the people who are making these laws that are prohibiting local, just the local movement. What am I trying to say? There are some municipalities that have laws in place that prohibit the distribution of certain types of food in the local community. And I think if we all turn our voices to our local legislators and start talking about some of the solutions, we may be able to, catch this thing before it hits the bottom. I'm hopeful. And I'm hopeful that you share this video with someone that you care about. Share my podcast, How Food Secure Are You, with someone that you love. It's really, really important. It's very informative. Sign up for my my newsletter, my podcast newsletter, so that you get exclusive updates, because we need to have the conversation. If you don't want to do any of those things, at least connect with me on the socials. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at FoodSlain. And of course, definitely subscribe to this channel. I really, really appreciate it. It's so important that we keep this conversation going. And until next time, eat clean, eat healthy, and love your food. And I'll see you on the other side of the plate. Ciao.